Hi everyone, it's Bex, Planner UK here. Hope you're all doing really well. I just wanted to film my June journal pages for you. So let's get started. So in June, I actually worked in two journals. So the first of which is this one that you've seen before, and then I moved into my new journal here. I think I've mentioned this previously, but this is a free printable from Ferris Wheel Press, and I am printing them out each month, so you will have probably seen them before, or you'll see them in my pages going through. I also just wanted to show you, I did 30 inks, 30 days in June as well, where it's a challenge basically where you use a different fountain pen ink each day. In theory, you only use one fountain pen ink each day, which is the biggest challenge for me because I like to use several. And you just record which ink you've used. So these, I try to use a few different colours. So I have lots of ink samples in little tiny pots because I used to do like a subscription kind of service to test out ink samples from Apple Boom Pennon. So luckily I've got lots of little samples of ink, so it was a good chance to use them, although I am quite good at changing my inks and using up the samples anyway. But as you can see, there's quite a lot of diamine. That kind of reflects my collection really. I am a big fan of diamine. And yeah, I just kind of made a note and done a little swab with a cotton bud just to try and show off the colour a little bit better as well. So onto my journal pages. I am generally following the same format where I have my header, I have the countdown or counter for the 100-day challenge that I'm doing, and I was also keeping track of how many days we've been in lockdown. I register the deaths and how much it's increased, and then kind of record the key news and information from that day. And then I go on to journal. So sometimes it might be kind of noting what I got up to, or talking or writing about whatever I want to write about for that day. So Corona Coaster, I thought that was quite a good word to describe this time. So, yeah, Tuesday, the 2nd of June. This is a free printable from Note and Wish. So if you go and register for their newsletter, then I think you can download it. And it's really pretty, isn't it? So I've just noted my playlist for the month, what I was listening to, and some to-do list stuff. This was also from the same printable, so it kind of inspired these kind of muted colours, which I thought worked quite well. So I was really delighted because I'd done Michelle Seaweed Kisses, I'd done her Instagram challenge, her art journal challenge for 10 days. Everyone that had completed it, she sent a little thank you through the mail. So she sent this little card and some lovely stickers and things. So I was really delighted. It was lovely. This, obviously, we're talking about PlannerFest. Obviously, we were so desperately hoping that the 22nd of August would be fine and we could kind of proceed with it. But obviously, everything is so up in the air and we just couldn't kind of put off making the decision any longer, really. So, like just about every planner event this year, unfortunately, it has been postponed to 2021. We haven't got a date for 2021 yet, just purely because we are just waiting until we know that it's safe, until it's legal to gather and bring people together face to face again. We don't obviously want to postpone it twice. So, yeah, we are hoping that there might be an online event or a number of online events. We're just kind of looking into the feasibility of that, and I'm grateful for everyone that's filled in the survey. The link is on the PlannerFest Instagram account if you haven't yet filled that in. But obviously we were just gathering people's thoughts about holding online events in the meantime, in the interim. Would people be interested in it? What do they love about online events? What do they hate about online events, and so forth? And yeah, just basically kind of analysing and kind of thinking about the best way to do that, really. So sad times for obviously the whole of the event industry, the whole of the planner community, with all the planner events that have been cancelled. And yeah, let's come back bigger and stronger in 2021 with a face-to-face event. But yeah, sad times, isn't it? Happy planner, I can now reveal this because it has been my sister's birthday and she is a teacher, and at PlannerFest last year a lot of teachers actually attended and they were talking to her about Happy Planner and how they recommended it. So finally I've bought her one for her birthday for her to try out, so I think she's quite excited about it, and I've given it to her now because her birthday was the 3rd of July, so I can show her that. I quite liked this washi sticker strip and the kind of title and the colours that I used here. I quite like it when I kind of recap my day and just highlight the kind of key words so that when you're flicking through you can kind of see at a glance what happened on that day. I think that works really well. I think I need to do that more often. Journaling, obviously the news potentially that Maddie McCann's potential kidnapper, I suppose we can't say murderer, can we? We don't know that, but may have been located in Germany, which is obviously big news, that poor girl. This is a free printable journal card from Fairly Organised Chaos. Isn't it beautiful? And they had it in white and grey, and it's available if you go to the website and register, then you can download it for free. I just covered it in washi tape just to kind of stick it in because I just only printed it on paper, but isn't it beautiful? So flicking through, obviously the reason why I chose this journal, it's a Toroko Design journal using Tomoe River Paper, but it's not the same sheening paper that they use in the Hobonichi, but it's still obviously very good paper, and I was feeling more in a mood to kind of write more with my fountain pen, so that's why I've kind of chosen this journal. This was quite a long poem, but I quite liked it, so I recorded it here. I do like to record things in my journal if I don't want to kind of forget them and I want to look back at them, especially if they're related to kind of coronavirus. So this was basically the statue had been torn down because of obviously the links with slave trade and so forth, but so it started kind of an interesting thought process. Obviously there's a lot of questionable kind of people from history, but they are from our history, but obviously I don't know whether we should just tear them all down and kind of erase them. I think from my point of view, it would make more sense to kind of highlight the things that they did wrong and their ignorance and obviously how things were different then, and to use it as a more educational opportunity. But I don't know whether that's, that would sit right with people kind of campaigning to have them removed. But obviously there's this big long list of statues that they want to be removed, and obviously there's a lot of people from our history, so I don't know, it was just a thought, should we not learn from it rather than just erase it and forget it, and then it's easy to kind of erase it from people's memories. But anyway, don't want to get political, that was just my thought here. And this was just recording actually in Lancashire, where we were up to with coronavirus. Little secret note that I found that George had written in May actually, so that's lovely. That's my son. I was really excited. Pocket Journal Pam just watched and commented on my May flip through of my journal. So I was absolutely delighted because I really love her videos. If you haven't found her yet, obviously check her out on Instagram, check her out on YouTube. She has the most amazing, beautiful journals that she creates. So this, obviously a bit of watercolour in the background. I need to get my watercolours out again. Another one bites the dust, I'm saying. IMEX in America, which I've been to in Las Vegas, has been cancelled now. That's like another event industry event that's been cancelled. That, yeah, just everything literally is just dropping and getting cancelled. So yeah, a lot of writing in this journal. Oh, I liked this Toroko Designs notebook because actually at the back it actually had these spaces to record ink. So I recorded kind of some of the ink that I've used through this journal. This is one of my favourites that I use all the time, and I like this one as well. And this one. So yeah, so that was the end of this journal, and then I moved into this one. Just took this picture at the front. I do like to kind of sum up like the month and stick it at the front. This was like an extra picture as well that I printed out by accident on my sprocket. Does anyone else have this issue with their sprocket, that when they are printing, quite often it duplicates and prints the same print twice and it won't let you cancel it, and it's really frustrating because obviously it's quite expensive, the paper, and the amount of duplicates that I printed out is just really frustrating. So I don't know whether it's just a fault with my machine or whether it is a fault with a lot of people's sprockets as well, so I would like to know. So yeah, another printout, Ferris wheel press. I just kind of duplicated it, but the grayscale one this time. And so this journal, I have actually completed it in full, and it lasted from the 13th of June to the 2nd of July. So I quite like this picture of this girl writing in a journal. Things to be grateful for, lockdown gratitude. I quite like these. This sticker and header. These were some more stickers from Seaweed Kisses. How cute are they? And they kind of highlighted this day actually on the 14th of June. So I obviously had fried eggs. I had some cherry Pepsi. It looks like my children had some ice cream, and I think I was planning and working on a webinar that I was delivering about delivering online events. So these are images that I found in the office randomly. I think they were in the bin, but I'm not really sure. Baby kind of found them and kind of shared them with me, and they're kind of printed on glossy paper. But no one that works in the office kind of claimed them, so I have claimed them and put them in my diary, in my journal. And there's some lovely images as well, as you'll see as we go through. Our kids were making Father's Day cards, and we actually used some stamps. So I kind of did some stamping in here as well. Nice journal card. This, I was feeling quite sad on this day. It was the 16th birthday of my company, my event management company, and obviously I was just feeling a bit sorry for myself. It kind of hit me like a ton of bricks, to be honest, because I kind of realised on the morning that it was the 16th birthday, and normally in the office we'd have cake and we'd kind of celebrate and we'd kind of post on social media and things, but obviously at the moment we're all on furlough. The event industry, we don't know when it can kind of get going again. It's very kind of sad and difficult times, really. So I was feeling a bit sorry for myself, I think. And I posted a tweet and I posted on Facebook as well that feeling so overwhelmingly sad right now. 16 years today since I set up my company. Right now we have no idea what the future holds for us or countless other businesses. Everything is very uncertain. Normally we would have cake and celebrate with happy social media posts, but I suppose this is just another 2020 event to get cancelled. Sending virtual hugs to other small businesses out there, and to the awesome staff that work for us. So yeah, it was just sad times. And this card was from one of the awesome members of staff. Bless her, she made brownies and she brought this card around with some sunflowers, and we all had a socially distanced kind of chat with each other, and it just, yeah, it really did help just to lift my spirits. I hope it lifted their spirits as well, because obviously it's a worrying time for all of us. So yeah. Oh, my son asked me phone or journal. If I had to choose one, which one would I choose? Really tough question. What would you choose? Let me know in the comments below. So this is this webinar that I ran online for a client, and as part of the slides, obviously, I kind of included some kind of data, but some memes as well. So I just thought it was good to include it here. So every meeting professional right now moving their live event to Q4 or virtual. Pivot is like the word, isn't it, in every industry, but especially in the events industry at the minute. And meeting profs, when asked about the last event they planned, it's been 84 years. It certainly feels like that. So, and then this was an interesting survey. This was a survey of event planners worldwide a couple of months ago now, and it kind of said, when do you think live events will be back? And the vast majority was kind of saying the end of this year, October to December this year. But then 40% almost were saying that it would be 2021. And to be fair, for large events, I think for our clients, we're working on 2021 as being the safest. And yeah, this made me laugh as well, because all these online events are popping up, but in all different industries, but they're not all necessarily that great. But, you know, at least people are trying to keep things going, aren't they? So, and then this was really sweet. My dad had sent me some flowers, bless him, and he put to the best event management team. How cute is that? So this was actually from my last video, which you might have seen, and it was talking about my favourite cheap fountain pens. So obviously I wrote it in here so that I could plan it out. I love this washi tape. It's very cheery, isn't it, and colourful. I'm sure a lot of you will have obviously heard about Erin Condren. I don't know how anyone could avoid it, so I was just writing a little bit about that here. Obviously, I don't like to criticise other people, and particularly other business kind of owners, but obviously I just don't really know what she was thinking. And, you know, I know it's she didn't register it apparently as a Black Lives Matter march. It was just a march, a protest march, but at the same time it's, you know, just the privilege, and what was she thinking? And obviously we're in the middle of a pandemic, and I don't know, it's just crazy, isn't it? So the backlash is pretty severe, isn't it, for Erin Condren? Obviously I did get to meet her at a planner event. In fact, I've seen her speak at 2 planner events, so obviously one of which was PlannerCon, which was absolutely fantastic. So these quotes, obviously I like noting quotes down here. You often feel tired, not because you've done too much, but because you've done too little of what sparks a light in you. I thought, actually, that's really true, isn't it? And success is walking from failure to failure with no less enthusiasm. From Winston Churchill. So this was the summer solstice. So they filmed the sun setting over Stonehenge. And so I was really grateful for English Heritage to do that. Obviously, I've never had the opportunity, unfortunately, to go to Stonehenge. It's a long way from here. And yeah, it was just lovely to see it. And obviously, I imagine it's normally absolutely packed with people. So it was quite special, actually, to have no one there and just literally watching it. So I did a quick pencil drawing, and this was, my son had this card from somewhere, so I thought I'll stick that in. That's quite relevant. So Again, lots of writing. It's probably not the most interesting video showing my journals this time because there isn't much creativity. It is mainly just writing. Ink blob. One of the hazards of using fountain pens, but there we go. Don't you just hate washi tape that doesn't stick down properly? It's so frustrating. Again, I do like it when I kind of highlight the key bits of the day. These were some magazine clippings about events that I wanted to obviously record. I was really proud actually of this Thursday, my handwriting here. I'm not often proud of my handwriting, it's very messy, but I was proud of it there. Yeah, just saying what a mess this page is. But there we go. And the paper held up really well. So this is a journal from Paperchase. And it held up really well. You probably, if you want to know more about it, then I have got a video about my haul from Paperchase and from Hobbycraft. And I got lots of notebooks and journals, and it's worth a watch. So here, I was just recording some journal prompts that I want to kind of use. I want to kind of record. And I've just ticked off the ones that I've done already. This is from Grace and Salt Ink. They did a kind of list of some really good kind of lockdown prompts. So I have completed all of those at the end of this journal. Oh, I was watching Beyonce's Glastonbury set from 2011 and it was absolutely awesome. I absolutely love her. And that got me thinking about, I used to go to V Festival every year for many, many years, and I did actually see Beyonce at V Festival one year, the last year that I went. So, and yeah, thank you everyone. I've got more than 100 subscribers on YouTube, which is just amazing. That crept up on me, and I'm really grateful to everyone that subscribed. And this, I'd coloured my hair again, a slightly different shade, so I wanted to record it here, and I did my ends purple as well, so I just wanted to record that here. Just saying what a huge mess coronavirus is still. This was an online event, some notes that I took from the SME Today Expo, which was like an online event, and Jenny Campbell from Dragon's Den was one of the speakers. She was like the keynote speaker. I really love this rose gold washi tape. I'm not sure where I got it from, but I've nearly used the whole roll, and I just really love it. That was a weird dream that I had that I was just recording. And so these are the prompts from Grace and Salt Ink. So things I've noticed during lockdown that I would normally perhaps miss. Old ways of pre-lockdown life I would like to leave behind. New ways of life that I have learnt in lockdown and would like to carry on after. Everyday things that perhaps I took for granted before lockdown, which I now appreciate more. And then we're into July. And yeah, I should stop there, shouldn't I? Because that's my July pages. So that will be continued in my July flip through when I get there. So thank you everyone for watching, and I really appreciate it. Thanks to everyone that has subscribed. I really appreciate it. And let me know in the comments below how you're doing, what you're journaling about, if you're journaling more or less during lockdown and currently. Is that a habit that you're going to continue now that the lockdown is easing and things are opening up again in the UK? So I'd love to hear from you. Take care. Stay safe. Bye.